Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the North Dakota State Bison roster breakdown and their Season 1 schedule reveal. I'll be giving my take on the roster builds, and I will give a prediction for Season 1 to let you guys know how many wins I think the Bison will have. Well, let's get into it. Quarterback, Kelvin Jasper Jr., athletic, 6'1", 220. It's the only quarterback on the roster. Halfback, Tahoka Nanticoke, one of the best names I've ever seen. Number 11, athletic. Halfback, Zoomer Speed, athletic. He's 5'7", 201 pounds. Fullback, Cameron May, athletic. Ryan Irwindowski, smart wide receiver, not going to drop too many passes. Max Hawthorne, a raw tight end, number 92. Jake Harlow, left tackle, 6'5", 305 pounds. He's a balanced blocker. Anders Harladay, number 69. He's a right tackle, 6'7", 325 pounds, and he is athletic. That's going to be scary. Well, let's take a look back at it and just talk about it for a minute. They got two halfback system here. North Dakota State runs the option, so they need that athletic quarterback. Both of their halfbacks are athletic, but Zoomer Speed is mostly just agility, acceleration, speed, while Tahoka Nanticoke is more, he's got some more power than Speed has just due to his size. He's 6'1", 230 pounds. That is a beast. And they also got a fullback, athletic, so handoffs up the middle for the fullback. He might just explode for a touchdown on any given play. Ryan Irwindowski is a smart wide receiver that is a perfect player build for this kind of offense because they're not going to throw it a lot. But when they do, they don't want to miss their opportunities. Now they have two offensive linemen as well, a left tackle and a right tackle. I think that's a pretty good offensive line build for an option attack offense. The only thing that's going to hurt them, I think, is the interior, not having any offensive linemen there. But I think this offense is going to do pretty well for themselves in Season 1 for the North Dakota State Bison. Now let's take a look at the defense for the Bison for Season 1. First Bison on defense is Dio Langston, defensive end, raw talent, 6'4", 220 pounds. Then they go middle linebacker here with Zeke Marunde, number 49, raw talent. And then they go with another middle linebacker, Austin Bracey, 6 foot, 220 pounds, also raw talent. And I think both of the linebackers having the same builds is really going to help them out here. They're going to be able to pass, go back in pass coverage, be able to cover the run really well. And they have a defensive end here that can probably pressure any quarterback in the Big 12. I think it might hurt them to not have any defensive backs on the squad. But hopefully for them, for the sake of the Bison, their middle linebackers can cover the entire field. But I think that is the weakest point of this team, is no defensive backs. They don't have a lot of speed on their defense, but they do have a star cornerback from the FCS North tournament. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go back and watch the tournament videos for the Bison, because he was a beast in that entire tournament. Well, that's going to do it for the roster build. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new head coach for North Dakota State. Slovakia Griffith is the head coach for the North Dakota State Bison here in our FCS dynasty. He was a star cornerback at Mississippi State in our dynasty on NCAA Football 2003. Again, if you have not watched that, you're missing out. Go back and take a look at it. Just forget about my commentary on the first video because I was not very good then. But Griffith was a great player. I love saying his name. And with North Dakota State not having any defensive backs, I figured it would be good to have a corner come coach them up and try to make the secondary a little bit better than what they actually are. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Season 1 schedule for the North Dakota State Bison. They start off Game 1 against number 5 ranked Colorado State, the Rams out of the Mountain West Football Conference. And that is a rough start for the Bison already. Game 2, they will be traveling to take on the James Madison Dukes of Conference USA. Game 3, They take on another ranked opponent, number 16 ranked the Rice Owls. They are also out of the Conference USA. Game 4, they start their Big 12 Conference football play against the Southeastern Lions. Game 5, they host the Nichols State Colonels. Game 6, the Western Carolina Catamounts. Game 7, our first subscriber team on this schedule, the VMI Cadets, also of the Big 12. Game 8, they take on the Furman Paladins in Fargo in the Dome. Game 9, they travel to take on the McNeese State Cowboys. Game 10, another subscriber team, as the Bison travel to take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Game 11, they host the Sam Houston State Bearcats. That is the final home game for the Bison, and that will be their senior day. Game 12, they take on the Bryant Bulldogs of the ACC Football Conference, and they took out the Bryant Bulldogs in the FCS North Tournament to advance to the championship game. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and take a look back, because that was a great game. But that will end their season. So with this schedule, I think the Bison might win 7 or 8 games. It's going to be tough facing the 2 ranked opponents in the first 3 weeks. I think they're going to start the season 1-2, unfortunately. I think not having that secondary is going to hurt them. But once they get into Big 12 play, they should be okay. I think it's going to be a close game against VMI. I think South Dakota State game is going to be rough for them, and the Bryant Bulldogs game as well. So they could go either 5 wins or 7 this season. It all depends on if they can get that running game going, and if their defense can step up and they can get a star to help them out in the secondary, which they have, but we will see. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments section below what you think the Bison are going to do in Season 1, how many wins you think they're going to have, who their star player is going to be. Just let me know in the comments section below, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with the Northern Colorado Bears roster reveal and Season 1 schedule breakdown. But until then, I'll see you guys in the comments section below on this video. Take it easy, guys.